Mep-002. Second run. Fuel filter conversion. Fresh oil filter. Clean screens on the electric pumps, fuel pumps. New air filter. Noise cancellation kit is off. I'm gonna try to find some new fiberglass so I can reinstall at a later time. Got the noisy torpedo. Maybe get some gas line hooked up to that eventually. Needed an oil drain upgrade of some sort. So instead of using that, you can just turn the valve and let it pour out the side. There's a hole drilled in the noise kit for it. $930 hours. This is about the only gauge that's cloudy, but it does work. Got my multimeter hooked up to the convenience port on the front. Have the main breaker off. The convenience port breaker is on. Currently I have it set for the 120/240 split phase. Switch here in the front. I got the fuel tank. I just recently used the electrolysis method to clean. That worked pretty good. It's made of some sort of brass metal hybrid or something. Fuel gauge works. There's a little bit of oil I spilled when I was prepping the tank. I need to make a battery tray to hold these two Optimas. I know they shouldn't be mismatched like that, but that's all I got for now, so that's what I'm going to use. It still has the noise kit on the muffler with the perforated metal. I think it's fiberglass or something in there to help keep it quiet. These baffles open up whenever it gets too hot, and it allows the air that gets sucked in to go through and around the cylinder head and then out when it starts to get too hot. You have your throttle, hertz controller, frequency controller. Control your frequency with the throttle. This closed to run box here. Houses the mechanical fuel injection pump, the shut-off solenoid, the governor, glow plug. There's another glow plug right there. Then I've got 2 intake heaters. This phone will adjust. 2 intake heaters. Got your crankcase breather, and that goes up to the valve cover. Or actually, I'm sorry, it goes up to the intake. You have 1 injector there and another one in that back corner. You've got your starter lockout switch. Once it reaches 1,000 RPMs, this disengages the starter so that you can continue to hold the start run switch until the oil pressure reaches an unknown value to my knowledge, but until it gets oil pressure and it trips that little oil pressure sending switch, and then you can release the start switch. But to make sure your starter is not just sitting there grinding the whole time while you're holding the start switch down, that is supposed to disengage at 1,000 RPM. And you have your DC battery charge circuit. Got your charge regulator behind there. That's your fuse for your DC battery charge and for your DC circuits on the board or on the control panel. I believe that is your governor adjustment screw right there. Because it had the noise kit on it, it doesn't have a screen over this. I don't know if it was supposed to even still. So I'm gonna have to make something, maybe like a wire mesh of some sort to help cover that up. I don't want to suck anything in like my car cover here. And start it up. I got the DC breaker off just to see the lights come on. They both work. And it's already on prime and run because that's how I shut it off, just make sure it's shut off. You can hear the fuel pump ticking away. You're supposed to preheat first, but I guess the order's not that important. And then when you put it in the start position, your fuel pumps and your preheaters are also still on while holding it in the start position. So your preheaters, fuel pump, and the starter is all engaged when you're in your start position. It's going to get pretty loud. And you'll see this gauge is intermittent. It works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. I checked the connections. They look okay. This one's kind of bouncy, the voltage gauge. And the load, I put a little bit of a load on it, but I can't really get too much over about 25% with the convenience port until the circuit breaker pops. Circular saw, you can see it jump up a little bit real quick, and that's about it. So let's start this thing. Holding Oh, the light shut off. It's about 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. So my neighbors are probably not too excited or too upset. We're gonna go ahead and call that probably the last run of the night. And yeah, I'm all boned up and excited.